unlike some YouTubers, and I'm not gonna say no names because I don't want to be messy, and this isn't even a shot, this is an opinion. I feel like some YouTubers have forgotten where they come from. I don't want to make that same mistake. I think when you forget where you come from and you forget to humble yourself every now and then, it allows you to go off into this arrogant way of downing and frowning upon anyone who doesn't look like what you look like in your current success. What I mean is, if you can then say if someone doesn't make a certain amount of money, you can say if someone isn't doing a certain position, you can say if someone isn't able to afford certain things, they're not on your level, which is true. But at the same time, you have to remember that you weren't always on your level. Most of us out here, man, and I'm speaking to the YouTube truckers, most of us haven't been where we are very long. 5 years, which in the big picture, 5 years is not a lot of time. So you're making 100,000 plus a year or whatever it is that you're making. You haven't always been there. You haven't been there long. You've spent more time before struggling or wherever you come from than you are where you are. And these are things I'm saying not to throw subliminals at other YouTubers, not to throw shots, but to remind myself. To remind myself of where I come from, to remind myself how far I have come. No matter how bad it may look for me right now, to look back where I was only 3 years ago. Not even a full 3 years. As a matter of fact, 3 years ago to date, I was delivering pieces. And I know people, oh, he always talks about it. I have to. Because I can never forget, man. Y'all got to understand, when I first thought about coming into trucking, I was at a point in my life where I was making little to no money. My wife was taking care of me. She had the full-time job. She was paying the car note and the big bills. I was just trying to make enough money to make sure we had something to eat. A lot of times when I was delivering pieces, my boss was nice enough to allow me to take a large pizza home just so we could have dinner. Take a 2-liter soda. And that would be my tip. Because what I would try to do on a daily basis is the money that I made from tips would be the money that I would use to go to McDonald's or whatever cheap garbage fast food that we could get a large quantity of food for me, her, and my son, and sometimes for her parents, because we were staying there. So I would come home with a large piece, so I would come home with, you know, a 8-piece from Bojangles because I'd have made enough tip money to get that and now bring home to her parents, so we felt like we were doing something. Because we just weren't trying to be living there, just trying to feel like we was taking up space for no reason. We wanted to feel like we were contributing something. So when people criticize me, and this isn't a shot at Guilty because I know that's what people are going to try to take it as, but when people say to me, like Guilty said, that how my mother-in-law is staying with us in that house, yes, 100% I was going to bring her along because she wanted to come. And I won't for 1 second going to turn around and try to shit on her because of what she had done for us when we needed. So yes, you was with us during our struggle, so you 100 can be with us in this big ass house that we have more than enough space to have you in. You know what I'm saying? So I have to constantly, more so now than ever, because of the changes that I'm trying to make, that I've been trying to make, that I've always talked about, but I'm now taking action toward. I have to remind myself where I came from, man. I have to remind myself of all the family members who told me I was stupid for getting my CDL. They told me I was stupid. Oh, you dumb for that. You gonna go be away from your family. Oh, you retarded. You stupid. You dumb. Ain't no money in that. You don't even know anybody that do that. How do you even know? You don't understand the ridicule I got from my friends. Supposed to be my boys. Because I talked about being a truck driver for about 6 months before I actually did it. So it became that, oh, he just talking. He ain't about that. He ain't gonna do that shit. So I got joked for that shit. They laughed at me in group chats. And that shit bothered me, but what could I say at that point? And that's why when I got my CDL and I started making the money, I did turn around and shit on a lot of people back home. Boo-booed all on that situation. Because I was so upset that they didn't believe in me. When the fact of the matter was, I didn't even know if I all the way believed in myself. Because why did it take me 6 months to get the CDL once I decided that's what I wanted to do? Maybe I was playing myself. And see, that's what happens in a lot of situations. We get so mad at people for criticizing our own situation, for criticizing our situation, when we ain't even doing what's best for our situation from the beginning. So how can I get mad at this man for saying you ain't doing it, you ain't going 100 when I'm not going 100? You know what I'm saying? But if I'm going 100, then it's like, yo, slow your roll. But, you know, that's just how, you know what I'm saying? That's just how I feel about that. But again, back to the original point, man. You cannot forget where you come from. Because people forget. People will, oh my God, people will. The thing I have learned about when people doubted me, the things they never remember, I'll never forget. I'll never forget the way people talked to me when I said I was going to get my CDL. I'll never forget the discouragement. Even when I got on the Greyhound to go to CRST. Even when I got in my first truck at Trans Am, they still doubted me and did not believe in me. Nobody. But here I am. It hasn't been a perfect journey, it hasn't been a perfect road, but here I am in this truck, providing for my family, making more money than all of them. All of them. And this isn't to throw that in their face. This isn't to shit on anybody. This is just a message to someone who is thinking about getting their CDL and may have people in their ear telling them that's dumb. Fuck them. This is the best thing I ever did for my life. This saved my life. Period. Don't let nobody talk you out of this. Don't let nobody talk you out of anything that is improving your life. Because 9 times out of 10, if they really your peoples, they should encourage you. Because they'll encourage you to go to the club. They'll encourage you, let's go half and half on a bottle. Let's go get a room. Let's go mess with these females. They'll encourage that. But the minute you talk about improving, oh, you think you better. No, I am better. Because I'm thinking and trying to be better. You want to stay here. So if you want to stay here at the bottom of the barrel with the other crabs, stay here, get comfortable, do you. I'm getting up out this motherfucker. And that's how you got to carry it. And never forget. Because they're going to forget. You better bet they're going to forget. And they're going to be the first ones with their hand out. Oh, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. Never forget, man. Don't forget where you come from. If you don't forget where you come from, man, if you always remember where you come from, it'll keep you level-headed. It'll keep you focused. It'll keep you determined. It'll keep you on a straight and narrow. When it starts to slip from your mind, you forget. And now you out here acting like you supposed to be here. You always been here. When really you ain't did nothing but made a couple $1,000s. You know what I'm saying? You got a couple $1,000s in the bank and you think you're doing something. Well, you don't realize you could soon be returned to where you came from, if not worse. Never forget where you come from, man. Don't let your arrogance be your downfall. Don't let your arrogance be your downfall, man. Don't get out here and get too big-headed and become this big. Don't forget. You know what I'm saying? You know, you are better than where you were, but you ain't nowhere that the next man can't get to. That's just how I feel about it, man. Never forget. The things that they'll never remember, I'll never forget. But I appreciate them for it. I appreciate all my family that called me stupid. I appreciate all my friends that talked about me. I really do. I love it. Dumb.